In ancient tales of a shield and shovel that fought long in darkness, field and great, treasure was theirs, in journeying through a land of endless possibilities. Today is the first impressions of Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is, well, a knight with a shovel. It was a game that was on Kickstarter, and it successfully came out, and I must say, out of all the Kickstarters that I have been a part of, and all the Kickstarters that have finished at this point, this was the best executed Kickstarter. I mean, I've been in Tim Schafer's Kickstarter. Well, technically I haven't, but I mean, I kept tabs on it. I've been in Shadow 1 Kickstarter, which had a bumpy start when they announced that the DRM free version would initially be limited and not involved in like future expansions and stuff due to their deal with Microsoft, only to later finally turn it over, so that no longer holds case. But that disappointed a lot of people. But this is a great Kickstarter. It's available on so many platforms. It's available on your 3DS, Wii U, Steam. It's available on your PC for DRM free as well. And I'm sure they're going to continue putting it on more consoles. It just seems bound to be. But what is Shovel Knight exactly? Is it simply a retro platformer, or is it something just a little bit more? Well, first, let's talk a little about the story. As I said, you play as Shovel Knight, a knight with a shovel. His trusty companion and female cohort, Shield Knight, was his long companion in his journey to rid evil and loot treasure. One day, their journey came to a tragic end at Fate Tower, where he lost Shield Knight and went to a life unknown. But then the Enchantress appeared with her minions and took over the kingdom, and thus the Tower of Fate has opened, and Shovel Knight now sees his chance to find if he can truly save Shield Knight. But he must go through all of the minions of the Enchantress. Shovel Knight lifts a lot of familiar elements that we've all seen, really. It doesn't really bring anything new to the table. What it really does is refine everything at its table. A fine dinner plate. Maybe you had a pizza or spaghetti. Perhaps you had that fine rib before, but this is a finer one indeed. Shovel Knight lifts mechanics from DuckTales, pogo sticking, Dark Souls form of difficulty and punishment. You could also throw in Mega Man in there for throwing elements of that, plus E-Tanks in the form of Chalices. You also have relics that give you special powers and abilities that help you either overcome what you're having trouble with, or limit you to make the game harder, giving you not a simple, well, I want hard mode, easy mode, medium mode, normal mode. You can customize how you want to limit yourself. You're not mandatory for the health, the magic increases, or even to get the relics. They only help and assist you in your journey, so you can make the game reasonable or a nightmare beyond Mega Man 1 possibly. It's all in your hands. The tools are all yours, and only you can choose whether you want it to be so simple or so breathtakingly hard. Now, the pogo stick mechanic works just like Scrooge Duck. You would just jump up, point down, and BAM! On sand, dirt, enemies, you can pogo stick off almost everything, it seems, aside from the normal ground itself. And of course the air, that wonderful kilo. Using the pogo stick efficiently can lead to lots of ways to mortal. And be safe too. In later levels, you're going to have to use it. Now, there is a interesting combination of the sound test too, you know, that sound test room, you would listen to all the music and, oof, my god. but you just have the music here. There's a bard in the town, and you can gather music and get money rewarded and unlock more songs than that with that. I think a little more money. Now, money, you get lots of treasure in Shovel Knight. And money is basically how you can get more relics, buy items to increase your health, increase your magic, and to buy a way of magic armors and shovel powers. There's a few additional shovel powers you can get later on there. And aside from adding with armor and your shovel powers and relics, it works generally like a platform. You go left, right, you can jump, and you can swing side to side and do downward thrust doing the polo stick, like I said, like in Scrooge McDuck. But the relics themselves add different powers, basically like shooting a fireball. You can throw an ankle like an axe in Castlevania, and that. A lot of them seem very reminiscent of certain abilities you may reminisce from different NES games. Essentially, it's, like I said, it's a lot of just refined elements. Now, you might ask, what elements are from Dark Souls, or the Souls series in general? Well, like Mega Man and the Souls games, you learn the game through death. You don't overcome it, but you learn what you need to do slowly with each death and mastering it more and more to overcome a challenge or a difficulty that the game is throwing at you. Now, an element directly lifted from Dark Souls in all the versions, and there's one that's also lifted from Souls games that's only in the Wii U version. Now we'll talk about these two. The one that's in all versions is when you die in Dark Souls or any of the Souls games, you lose your souls. But they are where you died, and if you can get them again before you die again, you can reclaim them. Similarly, you lose a certain percentage of your gold in Shovel Knight, but you can reclaim said gold. The gold floats in bags with wings on them, and basically, depending on how you died, where you died, you might have an easy or incredibly hard time getting your money back. But if you're very clever and will have the right potion, you might be able to get it back with your skin intact. Now, the other element, and this is only in the Wii U version, is similar to Dark Souls' message system using the Miiverse, leaving messages for other Shovel Knights to find. I don't know this mode exclusively too much, because I have the PC version being a Kickstarter, but it sounds really fun, and it makes me really think if this mechanic works very well, the Wii U version might be the best version to really get, to be honest. And, you know, obviously different people are going to have different opinions of that, but it sounds like a fun feature. It's a bit of a shame it's not in the PC version, but what can you do? Shovel Knight is very tight and fun platformer. It gives me that whole cave story vibe where everything just feels white. Everything's in that white place, like they had done this level over and over and over again, just refining every little thing. I must be about halfway through the game, and I really don't actually really have any complaints, really. The game so far is so good. I've had no problems, no forms of lag, issues, bosses being cheap or anything. Everything feels like it's generally your fault if you fuck up. Everything feels great about Shovel Knights, and I can only hope the additional content that's still to come for free and updates for Shovel Knight will only continue to make the game worth something coming back to. I highly recommend Shovel Knight. Whether you be on the Nintendo consoles, which are currently, or on the PC, Steam DRM free. You can get on GOG, Humble Bundle, Steam, you know, whatever is your cup of tea on that. But I definitely recommend Shovel Knight for who will give you your shovel justice. This is my first impression, and I hope you enjoy and check out Shovel Knight. Until next time, praise the sun.